Time to back it up. What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Michael Hyland with Hyland Physical Therapy and Wellness. And for this Wellness Wednesday, we're covering backup cameras. I've actually got you sitting in my car. And as you can see, looking at the backup view from my vehicle. And I want to talk a little bit about the advantages and disadvantages of a backup camera. But why ultimately I think it's one of the best ergonomic things that they've ever done, among other things. But that's one of the best changes that they've made to vehicles, especially SUVs and vans, and even they're now doing it for smaller vehicles, or regular cars. So it's really a great invention. But you can see there's a nice clear picture on this one, and I'm actually gonna keep the car running while I talk to you today, because it's a little too hot to just sit here in the heat. So I'm gonna adjust this so you can see me a little bit better, and I don't have to. There. It's a little bit bright, I apologize, but it's just the angle of the sun today. And appropriately enough, I'm in the backup position here. So why do I think that backup cameras are a great idea? Well, I think one of the best advantages of it is that you can see directly behind the vehicle. It's obvious. For safety, I believe it was a great invention. The other thing I think that it's particularly good for is avoiding and potentially avoiding the posture that we have to get into to turn around and look behind the vehicle. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't look behind the vehicle. I never would advocate that a backup camera should be the only way that you see behind your vehicle. Although if you have back and neck problems and you can't really turn around like I am right now to look straight back, then a backup camera could save your bacon as far as being able to see behind you to clear the vehicle if you're backing out of a parking space, or to look for other, to look for people or to look for other vehicles. But what I would advocate for, in the sense of ultimate safety, if in my case, I can immediately see that behind the vehicle is clear. And I turned you a little bit more toward me so you can't see now, but you can kind of see here in the field of vision of the camera that I can see a pretty wide angle of what's right behind me. But even that being the case, I always do turn around and visually look on to the right and left of me as I'm backing up. I will use the backup camera as I back straight out, but I'm always I am turned around facing the back of the vehicle, and I have my head on a swivel, because I can't tell you how many times that I have backed out of a parking space, and as I think I'm clear, some wahoo drives straight behind my vehicle in a parking lot, even though they know I'm moving. So I think just in summary of all this, I really believe that ergonomically speaking, backup cameras are amazing because they prevent you from having, if you have to avoid turning your head and your back to turn all the way around in your vehicle, then it's a great way to save that issue of flexibility, or to save potentially pain if you have pain with those motions. It's a great advantage to see directly behind the vehicle without turning all the way around. However, as I said, I would always advocate for doing both, because you can never be too safe. And I always turn around and check my blind spots, and I have my head on a swivel whenever I'm backing out. So advantages is safety and not having to crane your neck to look behind the vehicle, and you have maximum visibility when you're looking straight back. Disadvantages would be that people probably use it exclusively instead of looking and double checking that everything's safe. That's where I see the pitfall, is that people might depend on the backup camera instead of also confirming with their vision that everything is clear. But all in all, I love having a backup camera. I think it's a great invention, and I really do believe that it's going to be the norm in most vehicles these days, not just SUVs and vans, but I think it's actually included in some compact vehicles as well. Like I think maybe even the Prius might have it now. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts about that. This is the end of the vehicle ergonomics series, but I have enjoyed making these videos with you, and I would appreciate it if you would share the course on Facebook, but I would really appreciate it if you would go on to the YouTube channel for Hyland Physical Therapy and Wellness, subscribe to the channel, make sure notifications are on, and share the playlist with people, especially people you know that drive a lot and even drive for a living. I think there's some good material that can help a lot of people. Hope everyone's having a great Wednesday, great midpoint to your week, and as always, be empowered.